Manchester United appear to be making major moves in strengthening their squad for the upcoming campaign after deciding to keep Erik ten Hag as their manager and tying him down to a new contract. They seem to have reached a major breakthrough in the signing of Bologna forward Joshua Zirkzee. Manchester United agree to sign Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna. How much will United pay for Zirkzee? Fabrizio Romano has given his "here we go" for the deal and confirmed that the Red Devils have agreed a deal with the Italian side to sign the Netherlands international forward. The journalist states that Zirkzee will be the first signing of the Ineos new era. Romano states that United are not going to trigger his £33.6 million release clause, but are going to actually be paying a slightly higher amount. It is added that the payment terms are going to be better for this figure, meaning that they'll be paying that amount across multiple payments over the next 3 years. The journalist also states that Zirkzee has decided to sign for the Red Devils by agreeing on a 5-year contract until 2029, which also has the option to extend it until 2030. He is expected to be the first signing of the 2024 summer window for Ten Hag's side. What can Zirkzee bring to Old Trafford? Zirkzee, a physical forward at 6 foot 4 inches tall, was one of Bologna's best players last season and played a key role in helping them secure a top-4 finish. The 23-year-old also has experience of playing for a major European giant, having played for Bayern Munich for a few years and winning both the Bundesliga and UEFA Champions League titles as part of their squad. The Dutchman was hailed for enjoying an amazing 2023-24 season with the Italian side, where he proved his quality as a goal scorer and also as a creative forward. He scored 12 goals and provided 7 assists for them across all competitions and should bring some added goal-scoring potential to the Red Devils' attack. Zirkzee is also likely to compete with Rasmus Hojlund for that centre-forward role and allow Ten Hag more competition in his front line. Manchester United forward Rasmus Hojlund is hungry for the new season and the battle to be Erik ten Hag's starting striker. Hojlund, 21, had a challenging first season at Old Trafford and finished on 16 goals in all competitions. The young Dane was relied on for almost the entirety of the campaign without a backup, but now there's set to be competition. United have agreed a £36 million deal to sign Dutch striker Joshua Zirkzee from Italian side Bologna. The 23-year-old scored 11 Serie A goals last term to fire Bologna into the Champions League places, although he's prepared to step down to the Europa League with United. A 6 feet 3 inches and used to being a lone striker like Hojlund, it's expected that only one of them will make it into Ten Hag's starting lineup once the new season gets going. Hojlund, though, is ready for the tussle, as he explained on Instagram. Posting a picture of himself on holiday eating a huge tomahawk steak, the former Atalanta hotshot wrote as the caption, "This is how hungry I am for the season to start." Hojlund's teammates were loving his post in the replies, with midfielder Mason Mount writing, "Madman," alongside 3 laughing emojis. "Enjoy your holidays and stay calm," added defender Lisandro Martinez. Forward Alejandro Garnacho also posted, "It will be scary, but not for us," in an ominous warning to their rivals. Centre-back Harry Maguire spotted a glass of wine next to Hojlund and hilariously wrote, "I hope that's blackcurrant in that glass." Zirkzee is expected to provide competition for Hojlund after he completes his medical at the Red Devils' Carrington training ground on Friday. United have agreed to pay slightly more than the Dutchman's £34 million release clause because that would have needed to be paid immediately as a lump sum. The higher fee allows the Red Devils to pay for Zirkzee over a 3-year period. The ex-Bayern Munich prospect, who had loan spells with Parma and Anderlecht before signing for Bologna in 2022, made his debut for the Netherlands last weekend, coming on as a second-half substitute during their quarter-final victory over Turkey. Zirkzee came on in injury time against England on Wednesday, but he couldn't help Ronald Koeman's side respond to Ollie Watkins' 91st-minute winner. Zirkzee's debut for United could come as soon as Monday, as the Red Devils face Norway-Wagon side Rosenborg in Trondheim to begin their globe-trotting pre-season tour. Joshua Zirkzee is set to jet into Manchester on Thursday evening for a medical, following an agreement between United and Bologna. The 23-year-old Dutchman is poised to be the first summer signing after being given the green light to travel to Manchester post the Netherlands Euro 2024 campaign. They were defeated 2-1 by England in the semi-finals on Wednesday night. Zirkzee had a $44 million £34 million €40 million, release clause in his Bologna contract, but United has instead agreed to pay $46 million, £36 million €42.5 million, with the payment staggered over a 3-year period. If they had chosen to trigger the release clause, it would have required a full payment. The ex-Bayern Munich youngster will ink a 5-year deal at Old Trafford, with the option of a further year. United had prioritised the signing of a forward this summer, with Anthony Martial leaving the club at the end of his contract and Rasmus Hojlund the only recognised senior striker in the squad. Xerxes joined Bayern Munich's youth programme from Feyenoord in 2017 and scored 4 goals in 17 first-team appearances in Bavaria. He had loan spells at Parma and Anderlecht, with a successful season in Belgium in 2021-22 earning him a switch to Bologna. He netted 11 times in 34 league matches last season, helping Bologna secure a Champions League spot. He also made his first appearance for the Netherlands during their journey to the Euro 2024 semi-finals, but had to settle for opportunities from the bench. United is now likely to push ahead with its attempts to sign international colleague Matthijs de Ligt, while offers have also been made for Everton's Gerard Branthwaite and Lille teenager Leinre Euro. One of the biggest talking points in the build-up to the FA Cup final was about what Manchester United's front three was going to look like. United had brought the Premier League season to a close at Brighton and Hove Albion 6 days earlier without a recognised centre-forward on the pitch from the start. Rasmus Hojlund started on the bench for the second game running, leaving Bruno Fernandes to lead the attack as a false 9. Hojlund, however, stepped off the bench against both Newcastle United and Brighton to score, strengthening his chances of a recall for the final at Wembley against Manchester City. Against both Newcastle and Brighton, Erik ten Hag fielded an attack that relied on Alejandro Garnacho and Amad to support Fernandes from the wide areas. Amad ended the Premier League campaign as one of United's most informed players. He was excellent in the narrow defeat to Arsenal, before scoring against Newcastle a few days later. He had played his way into contention to start the showpiece event at Wembley, and many United fans felt his performances were worthy of that honour. However, Ten Hag, who got his tactical approach spot on against City, felt experience was key for a game of such magnitude, recalling Marcus Rashford to the starting 11. He started in his natural habitat on the left wing, supporting Fernandes, who kept his place as a makeshift striker. Garnacho provided support from the opposite flank, meaning Amad and Hojlund watched from the bench. Of course, ahead of this forthcoming season, Hojlund is expected to lead United's attack and attempt to build on last season's tally of 16 goals. United want to add Joshua Xerxes to their ranks, but Hojlund is expected to remain chief striker. There are, however, question marks about who may support Hojlund from the wide areas. The Reds are currently knee-deep in wingers, both on the right and the left, and they need to cut their cloth before the end of the transfer window. Antony, despite his struggles over the last 2 years, is still in situ and will be of the opinion he should get another opportunity to make a name for himself at Old Trafford, but Garnacho and Amad ended last season ahead of him in the pecking order. Garnacho was United's best winger last season by some distance. Garnacho, who could feature for Argentina in the Copa America final against Colombia, displayed in the second half of last term that he is just as fruitful on the right as he is on the left. Many will argue he should be United's starting right winger this season. However, his main position could be dictated by the form and possibly the future of Rashford. United are yet to rule out the prospect of the academy graduate leaving the club this summer, despite their preference being to keep him. The 26-year-old scored just 8 goals last season, leaving supporters frustrated and some calling for him to be sold as part of Ineo's summer rebuild. In the event of him being retained, however, his form could dictate the roles both Garnacho and Amad have to play. Garnacho, regardless of Rashford's future or form, should be a regular starter for United after the progress he made last season. The latter, though, could dictate which flank he is assigned to. If Rashford rediscovers the level of form he produced in 2022-23, he will make the left wing his own again, meaning Garnacho will have to weave his magic from the opposite side. But in the event of him stuttering in the same way he did last season, Ten Hag might be brave enough to drop the academy graduate to the bench, deploy Garnacho from the left and give Amad the opportunity to try and finally establish himself as a first-team regular.